All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Now that the week is coming to an end, what is wrong with the focus on my camera? Okay, there we go. Now that the week is coming to an end, let's take a look at all the charts, the weekly charts. Other than Bitcoin, will now start to come into focus, and we will take a nice objective look across all of the markets. Let me pull out the live chat. I should be able to get to some of your questions today. Not in a giant rush. It's Friday night. Normally, I'd like to go out, but not happening in this day and age. Let's see if anyone's going to be going out ever again. But we are kicking off with over 100 live viewers. I see the live chat happening. Let me double check that I'm using the right audio. Looks good. Everything is good to go. Let's go to screen share. Boom. Let's see what you guys got. Yeah, happy Friday to you as well. Marathon Petroleum. Never heard of it. Quarantine Stream 2020. Yes. Hey, guys, if you want to support my continued effort to bring you these market updates, please use the affiliate page if you're going to sign up for any of these wonderful products. The one I've been pimping out lately is Embly until something better comes along. I absolutely love these cards and can't wait. I want all of them. I'm going to get all of them. I got to get on a call with Embly. I'm going to request them all and have them linked to the same backend. Talk about a conversation starter with a merchant as to what the hell you're paying with. All right. The Financial Summit is coming to Bali the first week of November. Everyone is doing online conferences right now. Everyone is messaging me to speak at their online conferences. I've been saying yes to a bunch of them, but I'm once again getting distracted too much, and I want to focus more on trading. So I'm probably just going to stop speaking altogether and just, focus on trading instead. Speaking isn't going anywhere. I mean, people could also come to my events, like Understanding Bitcoin. All right, let's go to Bitcoin. We're going to kick off with the Bitcoin chart. Now, the daily price is going to flip in a couple of hours, but this is really, really important. I mean, I'm seeing, I don't really pay attention to other traders, but a lot of people tag me in their tweets. Here's something I don't understand, right? If you are a trader, why are you tagging traders that are more popular than you are on Twitter? Are you not confident in your trading? Just trade. Don't tag others. It means you're not confident in what you're doing. That's what it tells me, Okay. So we're still in this triangle. And I think we're going to stay in this triangle for a little bit longer. I am anticipating, though I could be totally wrong, I was anticipating a sell-off going into end of day in the stock market, which didn't happen. So just because I'm anticipating something doesn't mean it has to happen. I was anticipating this triangle taking hold, and so far it's panning out. I am also anticipating a drop in the S&P 500. And with the drop in the S&P 500, I'm also expecting it to pull Bitcoin down, but only pull Bitcoin down a little bit. I've been saying for the last 2 days, I would have been very, very surprised if Bitcoin actually broke out of the 6,850 resistance. If it did break out, I would have been a little bit surprised. Even though I'm bullish, I would have been surprised that it broke out this early. And I am expecting a pullback here in Bitcoin over the next few days. I don't know if the sequential on a daily scale is going to flip to a red one. I kind of hope that it does. I hope it flips to a red one and then gives us a green one and then gives me a green two above a green one above this line at the same time. That would be the absolute perfect scenario. And the later on this happens, the better it is, because it would be closer to the 50-period moving average, which could be a reasonable resistance. And I would like to see us break above that resistance. So I would love for this triangle to get drawn out into as late April as humanly possible, while getting everyone frustrated that the breakout will never come. And then it comes, okay? So I will be accumulating Bitcoin in this vicinity of 63, 6,400, and then again at the breakout level. If we get there, we can break out tomorrow, we can break out tonight. If we break out tonight, I'm already in the Bitcoin trade short term and in Bitcoin long term. So I'm perfectly happy if it breaks out. I'm just not expecting it to happen. The weekly chart still has a few days to go. We have now made a new weekly high. This is actually very bullish. This is a bullish sign. We have made a new high versus the prior 2 weeks at least, and probably most of this week, right? So even though I'm expecting a pullback here, next week is going to be a price flip. Next week will be a green one. So imagine the tone Vays perfect scenario. Next week is a green one that stays below 68.50. Then the following week, this will be the week of April 6th, and this would be the week of April 13th. So the week of April 13th, we can potentially have a weekly green 2 going above a green 1, while at the same time having a daily green 2 going above a daily green 1, though we have to wait all the way into the week of April 13th, which is basically at the very tip of this triangle. So they're not going to line up perfectly, but they could certainly line up enough for us to enter some, good breakout opportunities. I really do like this ascending triangle. Here's another thing. Like, if anyone that messages me anything about a wedge tells me you don't watch my work. If you comment or you message me telling me about a pattern called a wedge, it tells me you have no idea what I do and you've never watched my channel, and yet you're asking me questions. Anyone that's watched me long enough, have you ever, in the 5 years I've been doing YouTube videos, have you ever seen me draw a wedge? And the answer will be no. I don't believe in that pattern. I don't believe that it's useful. I have never in my life used it in a reasonable, useful way. So please, if you're gonna message me something about a wedge, all you're telling me is you don't watch my work, but you want me to give you attention. Okay. 12-hour chart, not interesting. 4-hour chart, not interesting. Let's move on. GBTC premium has gone up. I'm very happy. I purchased my Bitcoin at this dip in the GBTC premium and the dip in the price. I believe I got a price of around 650 on GBTC, which was a pretty good deal, considering it was also with the premium. Bitcoin dominance remains very disappointing, which tells me that Bitcoin is not yet ready for prime time. Bitcoin hash rate doesn't seem too bad. The shitcoin halving is coming soon, so that should add a little bit of hash rate to Bitcoin. Miner profitability, I've always anticipated us hitting this line. Most likely it will happen after the halving. Shitcoins, top 10 shitcoins since the beginning of 2019. Bitcoin remains being outperformed by the Binance scam security And the shitcoin of a shitcoin, Craig writes BSV. How can you take anything seriously if BSV is outperforming Bitcoin since 2019, since January 1st, 2019? Gold, the weekly candle has closed in gold. Gold remains completely schizophrenic on the weekly chart. It is absolutely not tradable for me on a weekly scale. It's been price flipping every single time, and the only time it chose to give you a direction was a red 2 weekly below a red 1 weekly after an insane crash in that week, and then completely flipped the following week. So the weekly gold chart is very challenging to trade, but the daily gold chart looks beautiful for a head and shoulders pattern. All we need is a breakout of 1675, and I can very well see, I don't want to draw like the entire head and shoulders because it will be annoying, but I do want to draw my best fit line of resistance, and I will even draw it like this. It's hard for me to draw it any lower, maybe a smidge. I want to touch those 2 wicks there. No, there. That is my best fit line. And now I want to measure the distance from set line to the low, which is $215. And that means I'm going to flip this and go up 215. That becomes my target here. A breakout above that area takes us to 1900. And that is the breakout I am looking at. Now, it'll be interesting to see if this can actually break out in an environment where I'm expecting the stocks to crash. Maybe not as badly as they already crashed, but crash a little. So we will see what happens there. It needs to break this line in order for this to matter. I am not entering gold yet. I will wait. I would rather enter gold up here than down there. Now, remember, I was not entering gold here. Even though I was talking about the head and shoulders, I'm going to wait for it to complete. I will wait. I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to chase. I'll wait. I'll buy the breakout high. I have no problem buying the 5-year high or the 8-year high or whatever the hell it is. Silver looks very, very different. But if gold breaks out, so will silver. Oil remained. I talked a lot about oil this morning. We're going to go to the weekly chart because the week for oil has closed. The weekly chart still shows you a lot of bearish momentum. I will wait. I will stay patient on oil. There's still a chance oil can go and make a new low going into the summer. So I will wait. I'm not going to chase oil here. I don't want to be buying oil at $30 only to watch it go to 15. So I will wait. And if it doesn't go to back to 25 ever again, then I will just find other trading opportunities. I will just hold off. Now, the S&P 500, here is the interesting one. The S&P 500 remains on a weekly TD bearish count. And the bad week is going to be week number 8, because week number 9 only needs to close, I mean, like even at current prices, and we got the 9. The hard part is going to be getting candle number 8. Getting candle number 7 is going to be easy. So if next week is a big down week, the week after, the week of April 13, could be that capitulation week, giving us a new weekly low close, setting up for a monster reversal in the market the week of April 20th, just in time for basically maybe the US unlocking its quarantine and doing stupid shit like arresting people in the middle of the ocean by themselves. If you guys have been seeing the reports. So let's go to the daily chart. So I had the Fibonacci drawn on the futures. So we can go to the futures. We can go to the daily chart here. So the daily chart on the futures, we're holding this 38% Fibonacci on the way down. And if Monday we break this Fibonacci line, I think S&P is in trouble. This is a huge weekend for the market. If Monday, Tuesday are good positive days, I think it's over. I think if we break 2650 on the S&P, if we break these highs, that's it. I'm back to being a bull of the market. This is it. This was the, the dead cat bounce. And now we need to go lower. Now we could go lower than this. We could stop at one of these other Fibonacci lines. We could actually stop anywhere. But if we start approaching this line again, I do not believe it's going to be resistance again. I think that was it. This was the resistance. If we get back to this line, we're going to go higher. Are we going to go to new all-time highs? I don't know. But I am a huge bull of the S&P 500 above a 2650. I am a huge bear of the S&P 500 if we break 2465 on Monday. So Monday is going to be huge for the markets. Monday is going to set a serious tone probably for the entire month of April. I think the entire month of April hinges on what happens with the markets Monday and maybe Tuesday. It's probably one of the biggest days in the markets this year, other than this area here with the stimulus package. This is the natural order of things. On Monday or Tuesday of next week, speculators, investors, and traders are going to have to make up their mind. Are they bullish into the summer or are they bearish into the summer? And I believe those decisions are coming Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be huge. Now, I am leaning towards the markets going down, but my opinion is irrelevant to the market. Okay. I think that's it. We can go through the stocks, but I have so many stocks to go through. I'm just going to take a look at the live chat and see what I find. I don't have anyone doing questions for me today, so I'll just randomly look at it. BCH and BSV are done running on Insider Steam. Yeah, they were always running on Insider Steam. See, the problem with all other blockchain projects besides Bitcoin, they all depend on a rich guy paying everyone to do shit. And the only project that doesn't have that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only project that doesn't require a CEO-like entity with a lot of money. Don't you think in few weeks we'll start to close activity and we go lower? I don't know what that means, and I don't know what market you're talking about. So it's an irrelevant question. 2 billion people locked down for the month of April, and you're bullish. It doesn't matter. Look, our opinion of the market doesn't matter, right? What people don't understand, and this is why retail and traders get wrecked. Okay? Those that are trading, you see this? People got locked down over here. This is the activity that took place in anticipation of everyone being in a lockdown. This rebound, while you're thinking that everything is going to die, people that were thinking this already got out. And now they're getting in. Most people, most investors are long-term. They're not thinking about next week. They're thinking about next month. They're thinking about Q3. Is the market going to be higher or lower than today in Q3? Okay, smart people got out early and they were buying here. Okay, you are bearish the market, probably thinking that it's going to be 1929 all over again, but you don't have the big money. You don't have the hundreds of millions of dollars to invest in companies and rebuild the economy. So you have to watch what they're doing. And if they're buying, that means you should be buying too. And you can see that in the chart, which is why I prefer technical analysis to fundamental analysis every time. I'm not a Wyckoff person. To me, Wyckoff takes too long to develop and has too many moving parts and too much subjectivity. It's like saying, the market follows an Elliott wave. Yes, but the market always follows an Elliott wave. It's always there. And it's always right. It's never been wrong. Elliott wave has never been wrong any second of any day on any market at all times. Yet no one's a billionaire trading Elliott wave. Like, I don't use Wyckoff. I don't use Elliott wave. Please stop asking me about things you have never, ever seen me put on charts. If you're using this indicator, you can use it with the free version of TradingView. But if you're going to, I use the premium version of TradingView. I'm a power user of TradingView. I pay TradingView $60 a month. You don't need to pay them anything. You can use the free version if you like. But if you're going to pay for a version, please use this affiliate code. It does help out my channel. Paul Tudor Jones uses Elliott wave. Good for Paul Tudor Jones. I don't have to use what Paul Tudor Jones uses. Warren Buffett uses fundamental analysis. Again, I don't trade like Warren Buffett. I wish I was trading like Warren Buffett. I'd be a lot richer, but I don't. I do the best I can with the tools at my disposal. All right. Someone's asking me to look at, so I am looking at, so this is Norwegian. I need to add Carnival. And what was the other one? Royal Caribbean? Okay, let's take a look at them. Oh, by the way, 3M is apparently going to war with Trump, which is going to be interesting. Trump needs to be careful because I can see 3M going, you know what, screw you, we're going to go domicile in China. We make our shit there anyway. I can see that. GameStop. I need to be watching GameStop better. GameStop could be interesting. If GameStop gives me a 9, I'm probably going to look to get in. It just fell 50% off of earnings. If the market keeps going down next week and GameStop gets down into a 9, that would be very interesting to me. Very, very interesting. It should be interesting to me already, being down 50% in 7 days. What's UHS again? And let's see, it's in a tough spot. I can't take that trade. Okay, let's look at the cruise lines. That line is a little bit lower than it should be. It should be up here. Ooh, again, another asset that if it gets me to a 9, I don't like the fact that it's a weekly green 2, weekly red 2, below red 1, below a 9. This is normally when I go short. But I will never, ever short an $8 stock, considering it was $60 earlier this year. So no way I'm shorting. And yeah, I'll take a look at Monero. Not that I need the $2, but I'll take a look at Monero. Let me just finish up with GameStop has a junk rating, stay away. Every single altcoin besides Bitcoin is worse than junk, yet no one stays away. So why should I stay away from GameStop? It's a trade. It's just a trade. I'm not gonna marry the company. I'm not gonna go and apply for a job there. It's a trade. It's a stock that can only fall to 0, and it's already at $2. So I don't like the red 2 going below red 1, going below a 9 from a TA perspective. On a daily scale, however, like I'm not buying this today, but I will wait. If Norwegian like falls, I might buy it into earnings. If it falls to say $5 going into earnings, everyone's going to expect horrible earnings. And if they only lose, $1.5 billion instead of $2 billion that people think they're going to lose, the stock can rally big time. So I will keep an eye on it. I don't like the technical picture. Let's look at Carnival. Carnival broke its line. We had it's very, very similar. You see, look at Carnival reported earnings and it rose. This was a nice buying opportunity. Weekly 9, daily 9, back to back. Daily 9 on the same time as a weekly 9, but you've now gone lower. Look, there was certainly a nice trade. That's a good trade. Look, even if you bought here off the 9, in a couple of days, it was up 50%. That's a good trade. If you happen to buy the next day, you were probably up like 80%. And I'm not buying it here. I will wait and stay patient. The weekly chart is not looking good. See, it did the same thing that Norwegian did. A red 2 below a red 1, below a 9. That's a bearish sign, but I'm not going to short. Oh, wow, Carnival is still an $11 stock. See, there's plenty of room to the downside here. Plenty of room. I don't like the volume. I'll wait. Again, another stock. I want it closer to $5. I think these are going to be decent buying opportunities. And finally, we have Royal Caribbean, which is still a $25 stock, but considering it was a $135 stock just a few weeks ago, this is interesting. They all have the same picture. They are interesting, but not yet. Not yet. I think DAL is going to open like somewhere in the negative on Monday. I'm kidding, of course, but United Airlines isn't looking too good either. I'm already long United for a very long-term play. I might have gone into the airlines a little bit early, but I will be eyeing them, and I'll probably try to pick up both airlines and cruise lines. Guys, these companies are not going anywhere. People are going to go on cruises. People are going to start flying again. They're not going anywhere, okay? I made my mistakes back in 2010 when I showed up on South Beach with money looking to buy $40,000 condos, and I did not buy them, and those condos were going for over $500,000 a year ago. Okay, so yes, it doesn't matter how bad it looks, it will recover. All right, let's go take a look at Monero. Speaking of shit coins, I wonder if I can like pull up Monero from here. Oh, I guess not. Monero. What's the ticker again? God, this thing is so useless. XMR. Let's see what the TradingView blockchain says the last time I looked at it. And remember, kids, the TradingView blockchain has always been more immutable than the Ethereum blockchain. Looks like October of last year. So it's been a good 9 months. Damn. Open a new tab, open a new tab. I guess I can look at it against you. Oh, wrong one. I guess I can look at it against USD as well. All right, we're going to take an objective look at Monero. I have not looked at Monero. Oh, wow. I haven't looked at this one since June of last year. It's almost been a year. At least these two I looked back in October. All right, let's see. This is, I'm using Poloniex. Poloniex still work? I think so, right? So what is this? So Monero is holding well. When Monero broke this line, I expected it to go down 45%. It did fall close to that. Well, not close, but how far did it fall? Nope, not what I wanted to move. It fell 28% if that wick is real, 20% otherwise. This is the daily chart. The daily chart is on a green 2, not above a green 1, and it's stuck between two setup trend lines. So it's kind of neutral, like it's neither bullish nor bearish. Let's look at the weekly chart. Oh, wow, I haven't looked at this in forever. Oh, that's also the daily chart. So what is this? So what chart is this? What's the name in this chart? I don't know what the name of this chart is. So which one is the weekly? Which one is the daily? Rename. Oh, this is supposed to be the weekly chart. All right, so let's make it weekly. Weekly chart. Oh, beautiful top right here on a 9. And you're on a green 1 price flip. So if next week goes above current week, Monero's bullish against Bitcoin. Here's the daily chart. I don't want this chart. We'll just flip this to a daily. I don't need multiple Monero charts. And the daily I already discussed. So let's look at Monero versus the dollar. Or versus Tether, same thing. It's at 52 bucks. I mean, it's a nice ascending triangle, just like Bitcoin. So, I mean, if I'm bullish Bitcoin here, I'll be bullish Monero against the dollar. I mean, that's the end of analysis. Done. All right, next. All right, I got some questions. Thank you, Bitcoin Motorist. What do we got? What do you think about AB InBev? Is that like Budweiser? I think that's Budweiser. Yeah, that's Budweiser. I like the candle. I like it here. It's on a weekly red 3, but it had a weekly 9. This is the weekly 9. Okay, so what does the daily look like? Oh, beautiful. Daily 9, probably inside the weekly 9. That was a nice, that would have been a nice buying opportunity. Yeah, weekly 9, daily 9. This is where you want to get in. Would have been a nice entry at 34. It's now at 43. I don't know if I would enter right here. I would maybe wait for the break of this line. Yeah, clearly the buying opportunity was the weekly and daily 9. Did you already talk about Factum? Factum went bust? Really? It's about damn time. Only took that scam 5 years. Factum. Do we misspell Factum? Is it with an O? Is it the same Factum as like Paul Snow's Factum? Factum faces liquidation after it divested. Perfect. Excellent. God, do you know how many times we talked about this scammy project? And do you know how much shit I got for calling this garbage out back then? Good. One shitcoin down, 2,999 to go. FDP. Never heard of it. Nice 9. Unfortunately, not at the low. Maybe. Maybe. If this was a weekly 9. See, this is the challenge, right? This is the weekly 9. And this is not a good looking, this is a weekly 1. So it's not ideal. Not ideal. Not an ideal 9. Under Armour. Under Armour is not moving. I'm in Under Armour, by the way. Probably there were probably better trades out there. But it's a long-term trade. It's using options, of course. Can't find it in my list. Probably not even there. Under Armour. I got in over here. And I'm about even. I mean, there was better stocks that are way higher. It's probably nice divergence. I don't have RSI and MACD, but I mean, I think Under Armour will recover. Well, like it fell too much for me. I think Under Armour will be fine. And I like Under Armour. I wear their stuff all the time. I used to wear their stuff all the time when I played sports. Fake meat. Nah, not interesting. See, everything looks like this. I think all this shit's going lower. I think Tesla's going lower too. See, Tesla's back below this red line. It was supposed to open higher actually, but then it just traded down all day. At least the 450 puts that I sold that I was worried about, at least those expired worthless today. So that was a decent trade. A beautiful 9 buy. There were so many buying opportunities. See, the problem is I left South Africa on a 36-hour trip to the States on March 19th. And I was a little preoccupied with getting out of South Africa to take advantage of all these buying opportunities in the market that took place between March 16th and like March 20th, because this was literally me spending 2 to 3 days trying to get back to the States from South Africa, which was not easy because I didn't have flights. I had to buy flights last minute. I had to change flights. I wanted, a window seat, so I had to monitor like constantly. The moment the seat opened up, I had to buy it. So I was a little too preoccupied with travel than taking on these buying opportunities with the nines, and now trying to do the best I can in this environment, which is a lot more difficult than trying to time all these nines. As I go through all these stocks, all the good buying opportunities were right there. Literally the day I'm on a 16-hour flight, nonstop with no internet. That's where all the buying opportunities are, as usual, which is why I'm really thinking I'm going to stop traveling and just start trading. Though these opportunities are not going to come again until like I'm 70. NVIDIA is another one. NVIDIA is in a very weird spot. I mean, I played NVIDIA nicely to the upside off of this 9 that I didn't catch. So thank God I caught this one. But NVIDIA, I think, is in a little bit of trouble if we get a red 2 going below a red 1 here. Got rejected by the setup trend line. NVIDIA held up well, but we'll see what happens on Monday. This is another cannabis stock that I am in. I am looking at the cannabis industry. I am in Tilray as well. I just got to it a little bit late. And I'm going to definitely get into the cruise lines at some point. And I missed the oil entry, but I am in APA. Can't find it now, but it's there somewhere. All right. What else we got? What else should I look at? Why shouldn't Tesla go back to 200 USD? What has changed? Well, let me reverse that question. Why shouldn't Tesla go to 700? What has changed, right? So here's like, what has changed? Why did Tesla go to $950? Because people believe in Tesla, people believe in Elon Musk, and people believe that 10 years from now, 90% of all the cars on the road are going to be Teslas. I believe that every single Uber is going to be a self-driving Tesla. So if I believe this, many investors with a lot of money probably believe this as well. So the question is, what has changed that brought Tesla from 900 down to 350? Because the prospect of every car on the street being a self-driving Tesla in 10 years, I'm sure has not changed in anyone's mind. Oh, Looking Coffee. Yeah. This was that company. LK. I took a look at it and someone said that it crashed 80%, but it wasn't pre-market, and I didn't know that. Now it crashed 80%. Well, I'm not gonna buy it here. Give me a 9, give me a TD9, and I'll consider it. But it's also a Chinese company, and I don't like trading Chinese companies. It's not my specialty to trade Chinese companies. I don't believe that they're honest. I don't believe any Chinese company is honest. I don't trust them. And this is why China is not going to be the world reserve currency anytime soon. This is why China is not going to be the world superpower anytime soon, because the rest of the world, especially the rest of the world with money, will not trust them. They need a hell of a lot more transparency, and they need the world to trust them. The reason why Bitcoin will succeed is because people trust the trustless nature of Bitcoin. At the end of the day, it's all about trust. It's about, do you trust the system? Do you trust the company? Do you trust the company's books? Okay. I trust when Tesla came out with their numbers that made their stock jump 20% this morning, I trust those numbers. I do not trust the numbers of Chinese companies, which is why I am not really interested in LK because as far as I know, it's a Chinese company. So I don't trust their numbers. And there it is, just like the fake Chinese volume on all Bitcoin Chinese exchanges back in 2014 and 15 and 13. Never trusted them then, don't trust them still. Sadly, USA will no longer be number one. Maybe in 10, 20 years. Find a better country. Who do you trust? Who do you trust? But it can't be like Singapore, right? Like Singapore is not going to be the world economy. I'm sorry, it's too small, right? So you have US, you have UK, you have China, you have Russia, you have Brazil, you have India, and I guess Germany. That's it. Pick one. Pick one. Who's it going to be? It's going to be the US. It's going to be the US for a while. Oh, Australia. You have Australia. Maybe. All right, guys. I'm going to probably call it a day. Oh, the daily candle should have flipped over on Bitcoin. Let's take a look. There it is. The daily candle has flipped. We are now looking at a green 5. Not sure why the background to this triangle is red. It should be green. That's better. And I am anticipating this to pull back. I'm also anticipating the stock market to pull back. The stock market is going to make, a significant low compared to the new low, could be a lower low. I believe that Bitcoin will stay above this red line. Then if it doesn't stay above this red line, I think it's in a little bit of trouble, which is why everything I was saying about Bitcoin, 4 days ago, just push it forward. I said we're probably not going to go below that red line like 4 days ago. And now I'm saying we're probably not going to go below this red line. We're going to pull back for a few days. We'll probably price flip. We'll probably price flip again on the sequential and then break out. The later we break out, the better. All right, what do we got? Why do people think that Bitcoin will never fall below 3,000? Because it isn't profitable to mine there. Who says that all the large miners didn't enter forward contracts at 13,000? That's not really a question. It has a question mark at the end, but it's not really a question. So I don't. It's more of a statement. My favorite time frames for TD are daily and weekly. Daily and weekly. And they're my favorite time frames by a mile. Like they're the only other time frame that I've been watching and it's been very good is the 10-minute on the futures, S&P futures. It wasn't very good today. I was watching, anticipating a reversal here at this 9, which didn't happen. But here at 8 in the morning, not that I trade pre-market, 8 in the morning, the 9 reversed the price nicely. And yesterday, the 9s were just incredible. Well, this is overnight. This is the evening one. So was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago? Oh, yeah, right here, 2 days ago. So here's a beautiful 10-minute 9 at 11 a.m. Went right into this 10-minute 9 and then right into this 10-minute 9. And then this 10-minute 9. So, and then this one here. So the 10-minute 9s, here's one. I mean, a pre-market is gotta take these with a grain of salt, but I've been really liking keeping an eye on those at least. They're not always gonna work. Like here's the one that failed. They're not always gonna work, but yeah, but my go-to is daily and weekly on the sequential. What's for dinner today? Hey guys, I do cooking videos on my Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. I was I mean, stories only last 24 hours, and I had I was videotaping me cooking liver in curry sauce. Came out awesome. It was coconut cream curry. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I may or may not play some poker with Joe and Socrates later tonight. I think Joe streams the poker games on his channel. But I think I'm gonna call it. Please support with affiliate codes. I love my Embly card. I don't have these yet though. It's on my to-do list. I have the old school version. And the conferences, still planning on it in October and November. All right, guys. Thank you again for watching. I may or may not do videos this weekend. I have no idea. Now that I'm working all day long trading, maybe I'll take my weekends off. We'll see. Maybe I'll have some guests on. Jimmy hasn't been on in a while. I also have to find a Zoom alternative. I don't like the spying of Zoom and their ability to like turn on your camera and stuff. So I am going to test out some Zoom alternatives. And if I find a good Zoom alternative, I will promote it and probably short Zoom stock. Because if I am tired of paying Zoom $500 a year to spy on me, and there's a better alternative out there, I'm sure other people are going to do the same. And Zoom as a company will and should suffer. And I would anticipate that. So hopefully I can get that better alternative up and running. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.